There was a time in my life where I thought, I've seen a lot of movies. I've seen a lot of stuff. I'm quite knowledgeable about film. And it was at that point where you're at a precipice, or I was at a precipice, where I felt comfortable in what I knew. And that was a point where I started to look into things, look into subgenres, look into filmmakers, look into various things that I hadn't discovered, only to discover my ineptitude and lack of knowledge of film. Now that was one of those points where you could be despondent, upset, or you could see the endless possibilities that were ahead. I looked at it as a positive. Fantastic. I don't know a lot about movies. I have seen some, but I have not seen all the ones that are going to marvel me, going to wow me, all those great discoveries waiting for me to unearth them. And this is one of the most exciting things about being a movie collector. It's discovering new titles that I'd never heard of, that have a rabid fan base or may never have been discovered before, that just feel as if it's been made for me. As a collector, as I moved up into the 2010 and beyond, I started to embrace the blind buy, chasing a discovery. Now sometimes you would find something that was crap, wasn't for you. Okay, them's the chances. You take your turn, you roll the dice, you get what you get. Every now and again you would discover something that was an instant 5 out of 5, a movie that just took your breath away, or just completely destroyed me in one way or another, marvelled me, astounded me, and that high was something that made me chase more and more films, to discover more and more subgenres, filmmakers, things that I love. And it's one thing that always makes it fresh within my mind in buying movies, is finding something that is utterly tailored to me that I just adore. And it happens often, more than you would think. As I tend to blind buy a lot of movies, I've discovered some absolute cracking films. Of course, there's always going to be movies that are not for my tastes, or meh, ones that I don't want. There's eBay, there's the selling possibilities of buying these movies, especially from boutiques, that allow you to move them on rather easily. It's fun and simple to do, as I'm slowly discovering by selling a good chunk of movies on eBay, because people out there want some of the stuff that you don't want. But it's the discovery of movies that's kept me going, and it's constantly finding a new niche or something else that's just so rejuvenating. Discovering Policio Techies. Wow, I didn't know I needed that in my life, but boy did I. And it was amazing. Giallo, really delving into that, and not just scratching the surface, but finding some deep cuts and amongst there has been an absolute joy. Discovering filmmakers that I had never heard of, that I just utterly adore. One of the recent movies that I picked up was Murder in a Blue World. Unbelievable. It was everything I didn't know that I wanted. And again, that's another movie from Iglesias, who is obviously someone that I need to see everything they've done, because everything I've watched has been so astoundingly wonderful. It's been refreshing. I think that's what being a film fan is all about. We could all swim in the same stagnant pool, watching the same movies that we've seen countless times before, watching the clones, the regurgitated takes on those storylines, the reboots, the sequels, the reimaginings, the whatever. Sure, sometimes it's fun to sit down and watch a blockbuster, but you know what? I want to discover. I want to find new things. I want to be challenged as a viewer. I want to see something that takes me out with a comfort zone, shakes up my sensibilities. I want to see something from somewhere else in the world where they have a different tact, they have a different way of approaching a subject, to the way of creating a film, something that is more abstract and more complex than the typical Hollywood regurgitated nonsense that habitually hits our cinema screens. I love blind buys because it challenges me as a viewer. It forces me to sit up, pay attention, and it allows me to join conversations and discover more and more films. I'm happy to put my hand up and go, you know what? There's thousands, millions of movies out there I haven't seen. But isn't the possibilities just exciting? Being able to throw something on you've never heard of and discover something that's truly wonderful. You've got to be optimistic. There are going to be things that aren't great, but the chance that you're just going to discover a whole new take of amazing movies is just absolutely joy-filled for me. Yeah, blind buys, I love them. I know a lot of people out there don't like them. They want to do try before you buy. I want the best picture quality of something new. I want to give it the best chance that it can to just sear itself onto my mind. I utterly love blind buys. It's one of the joys of being a film collector. It's one of the most exciting aspects for it, and it's something that keeps me coming back for more. And I know you people have some interesting opinions about blind buys, and of course I want to hear them again. Are you a fan of blind buys? Is it something you're willing to do? Is the cost too prohibitive for you to do that? Is it something you're willing to take a chance on? Like myself, you know, most of my titles are blind buys, and most of the time I am very happy with what I have discovered. Of course, let me know in the comment box below your thoughts on the world of blind buy, of film discovery. How do you make your discoveries if you don't blind buy? Let me know in the comment box below. As always, there's more content here. You can see more of my stuff if you're so interested, and if you want, you can click the links in the description box below. It takes you to the Patreon or the membership channel program, where you can join and help me out, which would be amazing. Don't forget to hit this video with a like, because I really appreciate it, and I will see you next time on Man v Film.